Hello, I'm going to explain pi for you. And I know I do not know how to draw well. So, pi is the ratio of a circle. And no, it's not a perfect circle. I do not know how to draw one. Now, let's say this circumference, or I don't know how to. I'm right. That's an R, alright? This word, I do not know how to pronounce this. So, it's like this whole thing. Now, let's say it's equal to, I don't know, like 17 or something like that. 17 centimeters. Yes, I used the metrical system. It's much better. And let's say that I need a ruler for this. Let's say that around here. Oh, what shit. I have to draw that again because I have very limited time to do this thing. And let's say, and it's let's just say it's like 50. Let's say that this is 5.4 centimeters. Yes, I know it's not. It's clearly a lot more. It's just an example. So, and because this is not perfect drawn circle, I need to use a example. So we get this 17. This word I still do not know how to pronounce it, so we divide it by 5.4, and that gives us 3.40 and something more. I don't know every single those little numbers. So you see, it's always it means that the ratio is always pi. It's always pi. There is nothing else. It's always pi. So once I have cleared this out, no, do not turn around. So, if we have a how to say it? If we have a circle and it's this line between it, and we need to know the hard word that I cannot pronounce. If we need this, we don't know what that is. So we take again for this example 5.4 cm centimeters is this line. It's like the cutting line, let's say. So if we want to know this circumference. Yeah, you know, the word I can pronounce. So, if we multiply that by p, it gives us it's supposed to give us the 17 and something. So, do you now understand how it works? And there's also a lot a lot more. Pi was first found in Babylon and Egypt. Well, the earliest recordings were in Babylon. And Egypt. So, take a guess what year that was. If you don't know, I will tell you. If I remember right, it was 1900 to 1600 BC, before count. So it's older than you and me and Christ. It's older than any of us. And now we take a look from my math, the work I've done in math, and let's see how to count the area of pi. That's the first thing we need to know. So, let's take here to here, and that's this point, like the center, that's what we need. We know this, we know how long this is. So let's say this whole thing is, let's take a guess, like, well, actually, we can use an example here. First thing we need to know is how long is this, the cut line, as I call it. Let's say it's 7.6 divided by 2, and we get, for this one line to the center, we 3.8 cm. So, how do we count the area? Well, first, we need to take this here and put it there. Now, take a guess, what do we do with it? We multiply it by pi. That's not all. To power 2. We need this to get the area, and it's equal to about 45 centimeters squared. Wait, no, yes. This is the area. Now you know how to count the area. The hard word I do not know how to pronounce. And of course, we need to know the first 2 decimals of pi. It's right this, it's just this. So, well, if you use a calculator for doing your math, you can either use this, well, shit. You can either use this or just pi. It depends what you want. This gives about the same answer. This is just more complex, and it gives the right answer, like the most right answer. So now that's all you need to know about pi, unless you are already a student at a university. You know more than I do. This is just for people like under 14 or something. Now let's talk about this, the pi. Yes, we already talked about it. It can be also drawn like this, like and square with a square without like the floor, and that's and how to pronounce it. Just pi. It's pi. If you want to write it, it's only just pi. And if you want to pronounce, it's just pi. It's pi. It's the same thing. That's how to pronounce pi, and it's how to write pi. And all you need to now know is nothing. I already told you everything I know and everything you need, unless you want to be a mathematician once you grow up, and that's all.